This is going to be kind of my review of the 275-pound coilovers by themselves, and then a review of the overall suspension package, which is the 275-pound coilovers and the H&R Super Sport.
Say it with me, for we walk by faith, not by sight.
Alright guys, I've done my coilovers in the front. They've been in for a while, and I've got thoughts. Okay, to get into it here, we're already driving, so there's not going to be too much intro. Man, I love these coilovers. A lot of people have said, and I've covered this in other videos, that the 275 coilovers are too soft, and you just need to start at 300 or 325. They say Maximum Motorsports suggests spring rates that are too soft. And I think, honestly, people are saying, hey, I use my car for street stuff, and then it doesn't perform as well as they want it to on the autocross course. And they're like, well, they told me, too soft springs, or, maybe Maximum Motorsports is, I'm a little bit over the yellow line there. Maybe Maximum Motorsports is saying, we've had people come to us saying they want a good handling spring, and then we tell them like a 325 for street and autocross use and stuff. And then they come back and say, oh, it's way too stiff. So yeah, I don't know kind of how those recommendations are given and what they've dealt with in the past. I do know that their tech pages say a lot of stuff about the 325 riding the same as a GT spring, and they kind of say that the 275 is that now, that kind of same recommendation. I will say that the 275-pound coil spring rides a little bit softer because it's gotten rid of harshness in the suspension from all the friction and bind and everything from where the original springs are. It rides a little bit softer than an H&R SS. Now the H&R SS being a progressive spring, even though its lowest rate is technically higher than a bullet spring, the H&R SS to me rides better than a factory bullet spring. So I'm fairly happy with the ride quality of these 275-pound coilovers in the front with Bilstein dampers. I've just been living with these coilovers for a bit now, so I'm going to give you, I've talked about the coilovers some. This is going to be kind of my review of the 275-pound coilovers by themselves, and then a review of the overall suspension package, which is the 275-pound coilovers and the H&R Super Sport rear springs. Now, one thing to note, the H&R Super Sports on the rear, I'm still on my Coney Orange rear shocks. They are the Fox length ones because the car's a little bit low. Car's not too low, so we're 27 inches in the front from the ground to the center of the fender well, and 28 inches in the rear, 27 3/4, maybe, I can't remember exactly, but not low. I don't like the car super low because I get out here on these back roads and, well, quite frankly, I hate scraping stuff. So car's not that low. And since I still have my factory K member, you start making these cars lower, you make the A-arms up at weird angles, and then that happens, you get weird suspension steering geometry, and then you get, it throws your roll centers off and stuff. You can actually have worse body roll if you're lower. It's way more pleasant. The harshness of what travels through the suspension and into the cabin is way less with these. I'm going to really compare them to an H&R Super Sport or an H&R Race spring in terms of body roll control, but in terms of ride quality, maybe like an H&R Sport. All right, now would I recommend the 275-pound coilover conversion kit with Bilsteins? Absolutely. For what I'm doing right now, if you don't want your car super low, absolutely. I think it's a great recommendation. Could I go stiffer and be happy with it? Most likely, yeah. On the brakes for that one. Ooh. Wow, the front end handled that way differently than it used to. That almost felt weird. I felt like tires were on the ground and it was planted and I had control, but yeah, that was definitely different than it used to be with the H&R Super Sports and the Coney Orange up front. Now, I don't mind the Super Sports and the Coney Orange out back. It's not too bad with the Fox length. With the New Edge length ones, you get into the bump stops a bit, and then you start getting, you can more notice the need for stronger dampening. Man, that's good. Now the thing is, I'm on a back road. I'm not running crazy hard like you would on an autocross or a road course. This is back road driving, bumpy back roads, yeah? Autocross road course, I mean, you're going to have higher cornering speeds, you're going to have more body roll, you're going to want a stiffer spring and a stickier tire and all the things that you can get into there, right? I'm not doing that. This is what I'm doing, and it's good fun. All right, here's my turnaround spot. Let's go back. So yeah, I'm really, really, really loving these coilovers. Now, I might actually end up going to a stiffer one, but what I'm going to do first is get the IRS in and then see how it is with those 500-pound rear springs. Yeah, that feels good. I do feel like I'm getting into a little bit of it wanting to push in the front end, which is not surprising. The road out here is a little dirty. Here we come down to our sharpest corner. I'll hold my lane out here on the outside. Yeah, it feels good. It feels good. I did feel a little bit of the weird rear end steer stuff that these cars do. It's not as bad since I did the Maximum Motorsports rear lower control arms with their stiff bushings. If you're pushing pretty hard on a track, the 275, yeah, it's too soft. I think I've said that 1.5 million times now. But out here on the road, it's pretty stinking good. It allows enough compliance that you're not beating yourself up on these longer drives that I like to take. The front's just so much better. It's just so good. They've repaved this section of road here. One thing I run into with the Bilsteins is if I was to want to go up in the front to, let's say, a 325 spring, which would probably be about as far as I want to go on the road, I can't run a spring stiff enough in the rear with the IRS. Man, that's so good. I can't. I went through that corner over 30 mile an hour, 90-degree corner. It just felt so good. The Corbeau Seats too, they hold me in place really well. I really like them. So can I recommend these coilovers to someone that wants to be really low? I can't. Now maybe it's kind of a specific thing, kind of a niche, want. But if you want your car to sit like a H&R Sport. Oh man, that used to be so bad. I was prepared for it to be bad. If you want your car to sit like an H&R Sport, ride like an H&R Sport, but have the body roll control of an H&R Race, this is a really good setup. And then I've got adjustable ride height. So let's say if I wanted to go to a car show or something and drop the nose down or drop the whole car down, I've got the adjustable springs and everything that I can do that with. So I recommend them, guys. I really do. I think it's a great setup. Now again, drifting, autocross, road course, super low, it's not the ones for you. This setup is for me. This setup is for a guy like me who's doing what I'm doing here. I hope this was a fun video. We're out here ripping some back roads and just having a dadgum good time. Absolutely fun. Check out the merch store. The link's in the bio and the video description. Buy a hat if you want. There's shirts on there too. Hats are, typically cheaper than shirts. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. I have 583 subscribers as of right now, and I'm just so appreciative of everyone. It's amazing to have even that many. There's 583 people that might want to hear what I have to say, and I just think that's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Guys, I'll see you in the next one. All right, I lied to you. One last fun set of corners. Felt the rear end trying to start stepping out on that one. See you guys in the next one.